Captain! Oh, nice work. Bum, 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 bum. In case you're wondering what that first split is and you're new to this speedrun, if you haven't noticed, I only recently got control of Cecil. The first thing I did was open a menu, and I'm about to lose control of Cecil again. Right here. That's it. That's it for the first section of the game. Happy Thanksgiving. How's it going? Yo. this cutscene. Yeah, this category is pretty cool. We use a little bit of code manipulation really near the end of the run, and by having certain items and certain numbers in our inventory, that lets us bounce around the sequence of events. And at the end, we end up taking Kane out of the party, then adding Fusoya to the party. You glitch out his magic menu to add a unintended spell to his inventory, and then you trigger the Zero Miss fight. But up until not Tower of Zot. The heck is the place? Up until oh yeah, I guess it is Tower of Zot. And where you fight Valvalis. It's pretty much a normal speedrun. You just you have to make some specific shopping trips as you go. But it's otherwise a pretty standard speedrun up to that point. But since you skip so much of the end game, you don't even do like a grind fight to get some EXP at any point in this category. The most EXP manipulation you do is to pick off a couple of your own party members during certain boss fights. I think there's only like 2 or 3 fights you worry even with that with. The No 64 category, which would have you see much more of the game. You're actually going to fight a majority of the main plot bosses. That gets a lot more complicated in the second half of the run. Sat in that menu for a long time. Now here I just want to line up an audio cue to time a jump out. Let's see if I got it. Yes. And what I'm doing right there is duplicating Cecil's shield slot. So the next time I equip something there, it's going to give me a maximum quantity of them. I'll have like 65, 535, whatever the specific number is in inventory. So he's got the 5 there already. It looks like the items disappeared, but it's actually there. And we'll see it in the shop in a second. Silver improves my aiming to cut time. A big one would be menuing. But at some point I really need to at some point start working on a step route. And there's actually the best way for me to go about doing that is to do a run of the category I'm doing now, but you change the ending of it somehow to set up a glitched out save file that lets you manipulate which encounter rate you get. And if I know where all of my encounters are going to be, I can manipulate that using a step route and cut out a ton of the otherwise random encounters, which is a pretty good time save, but I'm trying to work out on some of the basics still. There's also one specific fight, the first half of the Mylon boss fights, that I'd like to get better at, but the timing for the glitch you would use in that fight, the timing is very, very precise, and I don't have the knack for it yet. And I keep overwriting the save file. I keep forgetting to save a copy of the save file there, so I can go practice it. So I need to either make a save file or just fire up the emulator at some point. Yeah, and the guild is actually important. In No 64, it's just a lot of gil, and we just use it to buy items. In the category I'm playing now, because of the very precise way that the gil works, I need my gil to be within certain different ranges. And it's very easy, if I so much as misclick in a shop and buy something I'm not supposed to, it could completely ruin the glitch at the end. And if that happens, it's a total crapshoot on whether or not I can fix it at that point. But I found the answer is generally no, I cannot fix it. But see, little things like that, like using the little cutscene where there was no fighting going on to move items around in the menu, if I could get way better at that, or at least make it look like I'm making an effort at that, that saves a lot of time on menuing too. But one of the tougher things to work on is the step route. And if I were keeping track of it, I'd be sticking to a step route by doing something like just walking in circles here in the inn, for example, or on certain tiles, so that whichever steps I'm supposed to get a fight on, I have those steps when I'm in the city. So when I go out to the world map, hopefully I don't get any encounters between here and whatever the next door is, or what have you. I didn't get that in time, I don't think. Let's see. I did not definitely didn't time the second run correctly. But trying to run away from boss fights at certain points can get you extra turns as well. And luckily the boss fights where you have to get a run buffer or things just go bad, most of those are pretty easy to do. But the one right there, it's It's a little bit tricky, but it just costs a little bit of time. It's not a run killer. If you get the timing right, though, you can wipe out all 3 of the soldiers before they get a chance to swing. And right there on that one little text box, you can see how much fun it is to mash text box in this game. Because every single button, except the L button, I don't know why the L button gets accepted, but every button can advance a text box. Like I can use the D-pad, I can use the shoulder button, and that's all fine and dandy, but if you're holding down any one button, when you push another button to advance the text, nothing happens. It just gets stuck there. So if you're not mashing with good rhythm and you still have one button down when you hit a second button, you just end up not advancing the text box for, you know, mash after mash after mash, and you just lose time in silly ways to that. The only exception is the R button. For whatever reason, if you're holding the R button, it will let you mash with other buttons too. But right there, I was just trying to hold right so I could move after the text box, and I couldn't close the text box as I forgot for a second. Dang, I think that's a fire truck going by. Somebody needs to move out the way. This room's a good another good example of the step route. And I can, once we get out of this cutscene, but it will I think it was Exodin who did most of the routing for this, who took all 256 possibilities and mapped it out and made an app that tells you if you follow these exact steps, then you'll know exactly what's coming. But it'll include instructions like take, say, 54 extra steps here before going out the door. And it seems like it's a waste of time just walking in place for 54 steps, but that might be the difference between getting 5 random encounters between here and the exit and 1 or 2 random encounters, which reduces a chance of getting a back attack, which costs time, or being surprised, which costs time. But the major drawback to that is you have to follow the route exactly. Like if I walk past the steps, 1 step here, that's gonna throw off the step count later on. I have to remember to adjust it and fix it. And since it is that precise, you also don't get the benefit of like taking a couple of extra steps to get to a save point before certain boss fights. So you really have to be ready to go for those. This room's another one where you'll pretty famously have to take 50 or 60 extra steps right there before you hop in the water. But you'll get through this whole cave without too much hassle if you do. No, that has nothing really to do with the code manipulation, as far as this category is concerned. That's handled well, that's not handled entirely by the items you buy, but a big chunk of that is buying items in certain amounts and putting them in certain spots in your inventory. Some of it's also handled by the amount of gold you have on. Some of it's also handled by the in-game timer, which is the easiest way for the glitch to go wrong at the end. But that's pretty easily fixable if it's wrong at the end. But you also have to have things like when you dismount a chocobo that stays on the screen, you have to dismount them in a certain position. And when a yellow chocobo flies off the screen, he has to fly off the screen a certain way, or you have to do it again because the glitch won't work if you don't. Like, things that I have no idea why the game even keeps track of it will just make a difference. Like, I've lost a speedrun. Well, I lost a good time in this category because for about 20 minutes I didn't realize I fat-fingered the audio from stereo to mono. And that made the trick impossible to do, because that had something to do with it. This fight is pretty fun. This fight's the sole reason why we run around and go get the TR for Rydia, because otherwise she will just get manhandled by Octomom here. But the other thing you just saw me do is I had Telecast stop on himself, because his DPS stinks. Like, even regardless of what his damage rolls might be, his animation takes too long. And I don't even want to have to parry for him, so I have him stop himself so he's removed from the fight. Oh, gosh. I did give her the, PR, didn't I? But, you have Telecast 2 lits at the start of the fight, because Alchemom's speed is based on his current health, so you want to take as much of it off as possible to make it manageable. Like, I don't even really want to cure Rydia in battle. I want to wait for the menu to do it after the fight. It's a neat little cutscene skip right here. I'm assuming I've got it. Good luck. Oh, no. I meant to hit save and I didn't. You can skip this cutscene if you save while you're moving and resetting it, but I closed out the menu by accident. And it's not a big time save anyway. So I gotta get up and hit reset and master the title screen again. Shut up! Yep, there was this mini bar line. Forgot to mention, there are a ton of little, like, menuing efficiency things. Like, before I came in here, I switched Rydia and Tella around in the party. And, I did that even though Tella's leaving, because, when Edward joins your party, he wants to be in that first topmost slot. But if somebody's already there, then his second choice is to go in the middle. And I want him to be in the middle slot. So by taking that menu there, I save myself having to menu later on, just to move him around. Because even if you don't have a full party of 5, which slot your party members are in will somehow determine turn order. Which for certain boss fights, like the Dark Elf later on, can really, really play around with the strategy you're using. But the biggest advantage for being in that third middle party slot is that it gets a massive accuracy bonus for melee attacks. And Edward has that solo fight coming up against Water Hag or whatever it is. So it helps him get through that. Whoa! I didn't mean to go all that way. To the right. Oh yeah, the hovercraft there plays a part in the glitch at the end too. I have to park it a certain way for Mount Hobbs. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's really intended, or maybe it was just left over from testing or whatnot, but the middle party slot definitely has an effect on melee accuracy. And I'm not sure why it has such a big difference on turn order, but it definitely does. Let me not throw my harp this time. Oh man, my party order is not right. What did I mess up here? I forgot to move Cecil down one. You see, I forgot to move Cecil down one. Doggone it. It'll be alright. It doesn't matter so much for this boss fight, but I need to move it for the Water Hag later. Shoot. See, Cecil's not supposed to get a turn there, but it doesn't matter, I have good damage rolls anyway. Shoot. Not that big a deal. I wasn't paying attention. When I was running away from encounters, I didn't notice. Need to fix it. There we go. That's how that was supposed to look. That was a nice time save. I didn't even get the cutscene skip. It is against average, though. Thing is, up to this point, the damage rolls have been pretty nice. wasn't down far enough. Oh, get out of the way. Thank you. Let's die, dude. Right in the doorway. Like, literally in the door. Cough, cough. Anna! Fight, Edward! Stop being such a spoony bard! Fight and be strong! Let's go! Get off the bridge! A neat little trick when you're leaving Kaipa, because I know we parked the hovercraft on the left-hand side. So there are 3 tiles you can exit Kaipo on, and that determines where you start out on the world map. So if you leave on the leftmost tile, you'll appear to the left of Kaipo and save 2 entire tiles worth of movement. Which is not much, but it's something. This is also, I have to park the hovercraft exactly in that spot. If I park the hovercraft anywhere else, I can't finish the run later on. Unless I come back and move it. And man, I don't think you can actually... Yeah, I can't actually get back on the surface to fix it later. That's kind of important. You have to park the hovercraft in the right place. You have to park a black chocobo in the correct place. And then of all things, I'll put it up on the screen for a little bit. Those red bars on either side of the screen there, I take a yellow chocobo later, and when you hop off a yellow chocobo, he runs off in a random direction. I need him to not run into those red bars. If he runs into those red bars, it breaks the 64 door glitch later, as far as making it do what I want it to do. Those specific Y coordinates just don't work out. something else you can apparently do, and I don't know of anybody who really does it. You can watch Yang's damage on the kick there, pause the game for X number of seconds, and it will help ensure that he does this fight as quickly as possible. Because there's a chance he can take like 4 or 5 turns to get through this fight. But he happened to take it out in 3 here. Here I need to count out my damage. So any good damage rolls. 264 is not great. 320, that's 380. Trying to get to 800. 430. Yeah. Didn't quite get there. I had to throw a second dancing dagger. Because he doesn't transform until you deal 800 damage. But if you deal too much damage, you trigger something else that happens. And luckily I haven't seen what that is yet. Oh, crap. Well, now we're in a little bit of trouble. Ooh, thank goodness. I know that dancing daggers take out the gray bonds in 1 hit. The problem is Edward went down and took a dancing dagger with him. Okay, that could have gone a lot worse. That fight can get pretty ugly if both of your dancing dagger throwers get killed off. Mainly because we don't have Tella in the party, so the only person who has life, who has raise, is Rosa. And I have the 1 life potion I picked up from the Antlion Cave, but sometimes you end up having to use that in the Antlion Cave. So you could be stuck without a raise for this section. And if you only have 1 or 2 party members alive after that boss fight, this section of running away is pretty stressful. Because this is, I think, the longest stretch of walking in the game. And it's followed by the longest stretch of required fights, too. Back attack. Yay! I'm pretty close to the end, so I'm not sweating it right now. Oof, jeez. I'm gonna save right here. Because this part really stinks. Like, I'm not on the right splits to show it, but let's see. My best time here for this section is 7 minutes 40 seconds. The average is 8 minutes 3 seconds. The worst in this one, and these set of splits, is only 8:37. The worst that I actually have is something like 13 or 14 minutes. just from having to reset this set of fights, 3 or 4 times that run. And I was just determined to finish a run that day, so I just kept hacking at it. I didn't change the battle speed. I meant to change battle speed. Oh, and then I threw the dancing dagger the wrong way. Oh, I picked them off. What makes this section hard isn't the bad guys, because they go down pretty quick. I goofed up this first fight, but they otherwise go down pretty quickly. The problem is my main damage dealer is Edward, and it looks like he has 92 hit points, but he doesn't. If he hits like 20, maybe 30 hit points or so, he goes into Spoony Bard mode and just will hide on every one of his turns. And if he's hiding, he can't take any actions, and he won't let anybody heal him. So he really has 30 hit points less than what it looks like he has anyway. And there are certain fights where I really will not survive unless I at least get a dancing dagger out of him. So I need him to make it all the way to the end if he can, please. Which is why at the very start of the game I picked up 1 cure potion, but I have to use it on him before he goes into hiding. Because even if I tell him to come out of hiding, he comes out of hiding, realizes he has no hit points, and then goes back into hiding immediately. It's a completely useless command to tell him to unhide. Ah, I did it again! I'm not supposed to kill the generals here, I just keep, That's why you don't kill the generals. Because I can't always one-shot them. Let's still try and kill him now. It's not going to be a great time through here. I also need to do one more thing. Can't do it on this fight though, I'll have to wait one more. Yeah, just not enough time. Let me get through the menu to do it. I need to, the way I duplicated Cecil's shield earlier, I need to do the same thing to Yang's fire claws here. When he gets a turn. Right now. Before I forget. Then I actually need him to have claws on, so there we go. There we go. Wow, it looks like this time isn't going to be too bad, actually. I don't think we're going to save time against best, but we should save time against average. Oh, come on! Come on, Kane. Kane goes triple ellipses there. Super broody mode. Yeah, that was not bad at all. How did that compare to PB? It was faster than PB pace, dang. Oh, I keep forgetting Rydia has Cure here. So I actually have two people who have Cure in this section. I always forget that. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have life, though, at this point. Oop. I need this TR for later. So I guess I don't need this TR for later in this category, huh? But it's okay. Yeah, what that did, what that particular claw duplication did, is it made a stack of 255 fire claws. Then I put a second one on Yang to make it 254, because what I need in reality is a stack of 114 fire claws. So when I get to the next store, I'm going to sell 140 of them to get me to the right number. And that's because I think that's one of the map that's one of the map numbers. Let me look at the bottom of the guide and see. No, that's not one of the map coordinates. I think 114 makes a door. It must be that's the one that makes a door appear in a certain position later on the glitched map that we go to at the end of the game. Then I need a stack of 68 fire claws because the entrance to the sealed cave is map number 68 in game memory. So I want to teleport to map 68. And then I need a stack of 13 hero wands because map 13 is the map that the Zero Mist fight is on, and I want to teleport there as well. And then you set up like a ton of other items too. It's not just those two, but the numbers are very specific. actually list what some of the items do here at the bottom. Oh, okay, Xeros's floor is map 114, so the Fire Claws are what take me to the Zero Mist fight at some point. The Fire Claw 68 takes me to the Sealed Cave. And it's all those stacks of 13 Kirwans I'm going to buy later that actually set up the teleport to be active in ways I'm not entirely sure of. Yeah, this is the big shopping trip, and I just scrolled past it on my notes, so let me go back up here. Oh man, I had to go looking for trivia. There we go. Where's that Fire Claw? By 80. I only need one stack of ethers, but because the GP number matters, I buy 2 additional stacks of 80, which helps my GP be in a workable range later on. You did not just do that. You did. Get out of the way. It's very important not to buy 80 cabins there, though. That, I know from experience, will mess up the GP and cause a GP freeze later on. Yeah, when you use the 64 door glitch, the game goes looking in very, very interesting places to try and find instructions on what to do with itself. No! Thank you. I might have gone too far south. Nope. Yes, I did. This is also a pretty long walk without a chocobo, but I at least have items now, so I can heal myself up and raise party members. Also, these fights aren't very tough. The ones on the mountain here are pretty tough. They can hit pretty hard, but the ones out here aren't too bad at all. Your turn, Palom. I know that. You don't have to say that. I know what to do with this fire. Look at me. Ow. She's so mean. Poor Palom. He's just trying to be proud of himself. You ain't gotta go bopping him on the head. Hey, no one counts on the first screen. No one counters Nutella. Dang. I'm going to eat dirt from now until the end of the mountain, though. I can just tell. Yeah, right there at the doorway. Oh shoot, I need to hit Porm on top of the head once. Hold on. I'm gonna take a safety save here. Good, I can pour him on the head here. Wrong person. Oh. Not good enough. It'd be helpful if people would actually hit the right person here. Come on now. There we go. That's enough. Cecil likes to wait until the worst possible moment to get a... Yeah, he has his good sword on, too. See, the Gaia gear is kind of in the middle of my list here. And that's something else I know I can work on. If you're just better about your inventory management and sneaking it in during fights and things like that, all that Gaia gear would actually be right at the top of the list and make it very easy for me to do this little bit of gear swapping I have to do. Wait, let me heal up. People I need to heal up at least. So I'm gonna try and do the mimic glitch, and I'm gonna give it 3 tries before I just say stuff it and just fight the regular way. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I got the first part in. That run buffer to use Twin before she gets roasted is absolutely essential to getting this to work right, and it's a very, very small window you have to work with. ATB's a little messed up, but I'm more worried about my turn order than this. May have to run buffer 1 extra time. We'll see. Yeah, this turn order, it's not exactly how that was supposed to go. Yeah, it got messed up somewhere along the way. We'll try it one more time. I don't know what's causing that issue, though. That's the second time in a row I've gotten the run buffer, which is supposed to be the hard part. The rest of it's supposed to be easy. And something with the ATB just hasn't been right. Maybe I'm missing a run buffer somewhere. See, that's not gonna do it. Alright, this is the last time I'm gonna give it. I've actually done this section. Like I say in practice till I got it like 3 times in a row without making a mistake, with getting it 3 times in a row, both fights. So I know I can do it, I'm just don't have the consistency with it. Especially if I don't warm up first. That timing is just tough. So we'll just play this fight straight. Because I don't want to sit here all day trying to do that. We'll get to use the same glitch on the next fight anyway. My ethers. Come on, let the twins have a turn again. Oops. Oops. Pop some ethers and everybody. Be very upset if I didn't have the MP for what I'm about to do. See, and that's why I changed Rose, because I knew I was going to be back attacked. This is what the Mimic glitch is supposed to look like, I hope. I'll let you know if it works when we get there. Snap on Cecil. Get the twin off. And if I get it, let me get through this fight, then I can try and explain it a little more. Because I need to do some inventory management in the animation here. I can. There we go. The way that the twin action works is one twin uses twin, the other twin uses a mimic ability to copy what the first sibling is doing. If you use twin and then one of the twins dies, the other twin will Mimic is set to Mimic until the Twin Spell is cast. And since the Twin Spell never gets cast, the sibling kind of gets stuck in Mimicry mode. So what it'll end up doing is every time it gets a turn, it will copy the last command used and use it on the last target selected. And what you do is, the twin command targets Mylon Z. So when the second twin comes up, whatever they do, they're going to target Mylon Z. What you do on Cecil's turn is have him use, pretend like he's going to use, say, a potion. Which here is item number 1. And then you do that like you're going to use it, you back out of it, then you switch item 1 with a carrot or the trash can, so that when the Mimic tries to copy using item 1, item 1 is no longer a potion, item 1 is a carrot or a trash can or the sort button or any other kind of items you want to throw in there. And instead of using an item, it just deals a ton of damage. But you have to get your turns to all play out in a certain order in order for it to work out. And Tella actually also has to land the stop spell on Cecil, because sometimes he won't, and then you're kind of hosed. Yeah, we're gonna lose some time here because I was explaining a little bit. That's okay. And I'm not entirely sure how, but apparently it's been tested using the Mimic glitch on the Zero Miss fight at the end, but because of probably the stats and the stat levels and a couple of other things, it really just doesn't have too big of an impact. Because I think there's some other way you can trigger the Mimic glitch, but since it's not used in any of the runs, I'm not sure what it is. But I know that if you Mimic using a trash can, it casts Holy 8 times in one turn. I think the carrot casts Fire or some spell 8 times in one turn. And that's where the big damage numbers come from. Chocobo! This is where those red bars come into play. So I need to open up, I need to maximize OBS here in a second. Get clear of the clutter. There we go. That was a good Chocobo. Haha! Good. So I don't have to worry about fixing it later. And the only reason why I could imagine they tracked that is at some point the yellow chocobos didn't run back to the chocobo forest on their own. They would just stay wherever you left them. So the game would have to keep track of their last known position. And that must have changed at some point, but they didn't see fit to change whether or not they tracked a position. Oh no! Oh my goodness, get out of my way! You don't have to change there, but I definitely like to, because it'll give me a chance to set up my inventory a little bit here. Because it guarantees that everybody's not going to die right away for these guards. Two of the spots that I wanted to have open. And this fight's interesting. I don't have to do a darn thing. Ouch! Now see, I opened up the first 3 inventory slots on the left-hand side there. And this is when you'll see how good inventory management can really help you improve your times. I'm just gonna run right over that little girl. Goodbye. Just trampled her. See, we got the Baron key here, and since the first inventory slot's open, that's where it went. So in a second, when I need to go open the door with the key, I can just mash the A button. I don't have to go looking for it. I know exactly where it's gonna be. And it's, you know, it's a small time save, but it was absolutely free to get. 10 headbands and karates. Now see, those are going to be in the second and third slots on the left hand side, so I know where those are going to be now too. 13. And this is where the shopping gets a little funky. Need 58. Ice Claws. 68. Fire Claws. Yes. That's all the shopping for the run. And see, again, boom, 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 just smash right through it. Especially because, oops, oh look, and then I run right out of the room. Give all that time save up. But, that menu where you use an item on something on the map, for whatever reason, that menu is very trigger happy. Like, you can make inputs on it a lot sooner than you think you can. And it's very easy to waste time using the wrong item constantly there. This is the less than friendly part of the encounter map, of the encounter chart rather, I think. Oh, we seem to be doing okay now. Away! But coming up ahead is where I want to start manipulating my EXP a little bit. So for this next boss fight, we're going to wipe out as many of my party members as I can. Except for Cecil and Tella. Tella's going to be our main damage dealer for next couple of boss fights. So we get to have even more fun with the variables in this game. We're going to underflow Tella's MP right here. After I do a little bit of equipment shuffling, I'm gonna change rod. See, look, I need to give him the karate gear. It's right here. Boom, boom. I left the top right spot open, so I kind of messed that up for myself. There it is. Ice Claw. Pull one off the Ice Claw stack. You know what? I forgot to give him Silver Ring last one. It messed me up later. Better give it to him now. Got the dancing dagger on? Yes. Party order's right. Yes. Oh, need him. Magic. That's pretty easy to do. It's just a matter of selecting things faster than the game can keep up with. You make the game think you're trying to cast Sight, but you switch your cursor over to Cure 4 before it can detect you don't have enough MP. Then it underflows Tella to maximum HP, which lets him cast Meteor. Whenever he gets a turn. I may have intended to cover Tella. I think I was supposed to cast cover on Tella. You know what? We're gonna make it work. Okay, we're good. Don't generally have to cure them there, but I was playing it safe. At some point soon, when we get Kane back in the party, he gets the same EXP that my party members get. And the EXP that monsters give you is divided by among the number of living party members. So if I only have 2 party members, that number's higher, and I'm trying to feed EXP onto Kane, is what I'm really trying to do. I meant to swing with Cecil, not cover. Cover does me no good here. That'll work. This is just a million cutscenes. Meanwhile... See, I got the airship, that's still not the end of the cutscene. Oh shoot, I have to menu again in a second anyway. I could have done that then. That's alright. But I keep Liang alive. I don't heal him because I don't care about his hit points. But as long as he's alive, his higher agility stat helps me run away from battles faster up ahead. Now, I need Tella to cast a spell, but he can't cast a spell with negative MP from the menu. So I give him an ether to fix his MP, and he can cast exit for me. Not far enough. Oh, it was far. This is the hardest chocobo in the game to catch. Oh good, one's kinda- yeah, he kinda walked right to me, thank goodness. I think I just need to stop going for the one that's on the right hand side. He likes to troll me. And then for this cave, any character has a metal item equipped is permanently paralyzed. They're magnetized technically due to the magic in the cave. The only person who isn't paralyzed right now is Sid. So if Sid dies, the party wipes because it's kind of the same thing as having all of your characters petrified, basically. There's no way to heal it in combat. So I just gotta keep an eye on his hit points. But as long as we don't get back attacked, we should be able to run away from everything. Here's a back attack. Strike first. You know, getting first strike is actually slower for the speedrun because you have to wait for the message to go away before you can run away. Oh, those mages stink, by the way. They are really tough. If I remember correctly, they're pretty tough at least. Alright, you get some... have a good night's rest. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Oh, get out of here with these encounters. Equip, nope, not you. Sid. Now I give Sid those iron gauntlets I stole from Kane way back at the very, very beginning of the game. And I changed the party order a little bit too. So now, as soon as this fight starts, everybody's gonna be paralyzed, and I lose it instantly. Boom. Perished. Rip party. game over, etc., etc. Let me check the party order. I feel like I missed something. Let me check it really quick. No, we're good. Oh, he didn't cast weak on anybody. He's supposed to cast weak on somebody. Oh no, I need to kill somebody. I need to kill somebody. That'll work. That'll work. Nope. Gotcha. I really like this track on the Celtic Moon soundtrack. Where am I going? I'm not trying to go see what's his face again? Oi. I went to go see the elders or whatever, whoever they are, clerics. Run! Gotta heal up before Flame Dog now. Just to be on the safe side. Wow, I had no empty spots at the top of the inventory. Oh, daggone, I keep forgetting I have to underflow the MP here, and I can use that to heal. Wait, where am I going? Down, 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 down. Pretty sure I just went the wrong way there for some reason. I don't even know what I was thinking. It just didn't look like the right path I was supposed to be taking. Ah, everybody's fully healed. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. The one time I don't save before this fight. The one time I don't save before this fight. I'm gonna lose time on this fight. Unbelievable. I'm gonna lose big time on this split. Please cast Meteo! At any point today! God bless! Lord have mercy. Gosh, please. Bum. Boom. See, Tella's sprite disappeared, so you know he's dead. The twin sprites are still on screen, so they're probably okay. But what must be said, whenever you have 6 party members, something bad happens. They could have just programmed the game to have 6 party members, but no, they decided to just kill off characters instead. Rosa, I knew you would come. Trying to open the menu. Let me open the menu. Trying to open the menu. Let me open the menu. There's a fire sword. Shoot. You're at the top, right? I didn't see what level Kane was. Shoot. Ouch. Ouch. I need to get 2 souls off, then I can start worrying about heals and stuff. And if enemy's gonna heal, it's gonna be Sid, because his damage isn't great anyway. But I also don't really care about Sid and Yang. Like, I want as many attacks from him as I can get, that's nice, but I'm not gonna bother wasting hits healing them. Yes, I know, okay, I mistimed one attack, give me a break. I am gonna heal that stone though. I feel like this jump could do it. Oh wow, Sid does a ton of damage. I didn't realize his damage was so high. Excuse me. I got a good turtle. I can go right to whatever this place is called. Wow, let me land right on top of the buildings, sure. More cutscenes, more cutscenes. Getting close to the end now, though. I was supposed to do this item management later, but I'm gonna do it now. Just in case this boss fight goes badly and I need to do it over again or something. Need a staff. Okay. It's a stack of 68. Another stack of 13. Oh, I need that stack of 13 where it is, though. There they are. Is it a 114 Fire Claws? This is Paladin 6. And save. Now we do the 64 doors. That's 3, 4. I'm taking the headphones off because I have a tendency to hit my counter when the drum beat hits rather than when I walk through the door. It does help that I know that when I'm moving up, I need to be on an odd number on the top screen and an even number on the bottom screen. 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 55. It's the 64 door glitch. We stop at 63 for now, because we're going to be going through 64 after these boss fights. Yep, ho ho ho! Best song hype. Rose is not in the right spot. My notes for this menu stink. They just stink. We're gonna be okay, I think, though. The important players are where they need to be. Epping, Cecil, and Kane. Oh my word. Come on, King, I need you to take one of these guys out. Finish them off with your kicks here. Help me out, buddy. I need you to finish two of these guys out for me, buddy. Nice, okay. Jump up first. Oh no, get in the air! Oh no, I messed up. I just messed up big time. Land, 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 yes! Oh, thank goodness. Excuse me. We should save time on PB here. But probably not against Best Split. Well, we'll see. Hold on, I didn't realize the cutscene that fast. Get in the air, get in the air, get in the air. Get in the air, yes. I got a 5 sword. Put your name on it, buddy. Just make sure these look right. 4, 13, 68, 6, 13, 14, 13. Then Cure Staff, Ice Claw. Okay, we're good to go. Now we just wait. You might be asking why I cast Silence on myself. And that was so that, we actually already missed it in the cutscene, but at some point Golbez tries to cast Paralyze on the entire party, but he can't land it because we're already muted and we can only have, you know, the one status effect or whatever. Since we're already silenced, we can't be paralyzed, which means Kane's able to jump, Cecil's able to take the turn, things like that. Which help us beat this boss fight quicker. Yeah! Good save time against, you did get a gold split here. Now, do I... Man, I've got such a good... I'm saving 2 minutes coming in. I better just take the safety save. The PB has a safety save anyway. It's not like I'm shooting for a top 10 time here. If other things had gone right, like the Mylon fight, if I had gotten that first try, my time was that much better, I'd probably go and try and do it in one shot. But I'm gonna take the safety save and be cautious with it here, rather than have to climb those 64 floors again. Gotta change the battle speed to 6. That's not changing the battle speed to 6. Background color's already right. I'm on stereo. Yes. Cast Warp with Rydia. Grab a crystal and walk out of the room. And everything goes bananas at this point. We would cast Warp here and grab that crystal even if we were doing no 64. The crystal lets you... Well, you'll see what the crystal does. It does the same thing here that it does in no 64, actually. See, we just got to the sealed cave, but since we have one extra crystal we got by using Warp, we can trigger this cutscene without going into the sealed cave. I should land at Fusoya's palace, eventually. It takes about 30 screens to get there. There we are. Now, the reason why we went to the sealed cave is to make Kane leave the party, because we can only have 5 party members. And we want Fusoya. Because at the end of all of these crazy shenanigans, Fusoya is going to have a spell that can one-hit KO bosses. Like Zero Mist. Which is kind of handy. Hey, Twitch Master. Now, custom. I gotta change the battle speed again to 1. Background. We're gonna do this the slow and steady way. Battle speed 1. Okay, magic. Life 1 to the bottom. Bottom with mute. Slow to the bottom here. Can warp. Fire 1 and stop. Switch those around. There. I just did all the stuff with the colors. These room. Oh gosh, where are my notes here? Cast exit. Oops, I was supposed to cast exit before I did all this other stuff I just did. I better switch it back. My bad. I hate for that to be the reason something goes wrong here. So let's not play around. It's easy enough to fix it back anyway. 5, 14, and 23. I'm not sure how you deal with that because I generally go in there, I think a little bit lower than that in the speed run. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing from this point forward. I do. Oh, I forgot to switch items around. That'll be okay. Nope. I mean, there is stuff in there you can... Oh, crap. Yeah, something didn't... I did something wrong. Hold on. Should be okay from here on out. I don't know why I got stuck. Seven. 8. You actually picked a bad time to 9. Try and pick my brain. 10. About questions. 11. 13. Because the last part of this particular category, you have to keep track of quite a few things. Don't think that was the spell I meant to cast. But I think we're in there now. Yeah! Okay. Alright, we're past. Should be free from here at this point forward. The only question is if I lost too much time in this last segment to PB. I don't think I should have. But these cutscenes just take forever! Do the meteor now! Launch your spyglass, Sid! Do the meteor! Silly. This is just the beginning. Ellipses, ellipses, space ellipses. No, I'm pretty sure Sid is saluting with his left hand, with the spyglass in his right. I don't know what he's doing, it's really weird. Chris Platt. Yeah, at this point it's just mashing through these cutscenes and waiting for the boss to fight to start. The run is over at this point. Where did it all go wrong? Mylon Z again. It's a 2-minute time save to be had there. I lost 30 seconds. I'd need a 1 minute 18-second improvement to move up on the leaderboard at all. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get it. I think these cutscenes are gonna take too long. Which is really a bummer because I feel like I got through FF4 door glitch pretty quick. I mean, I didn't bank in or anything. I got right through it. Didn't even have to hit reset. But we'll see. I may be overestimating the length of this cutscene. Five or 6 pounds. Yeah, definitely gonna lose time on this split. It's just a question of how much. Talk faster! Talk faster! Just let me go now! I don't need any more hit points! I have plenty! I do! Oh my gosh, shut up! Ugh. Yes, it is the end if you let me have my turn! Stop talking! Cast Upco! Ugh, 221-21. Which puts me behind. Yep. Yeah, I did not move up a spot. I did save a minute 12 though.